Hi, Phil. Good to meet you, buddy. So
Likewise.
you're the first one that gets the shot at Yoel Romero in Bellator. Do you
Mhm.
think your size in this particular fight is going to be the difference? You are obviously measurably the bigger fighter. Do you think that's going to allow you to impose your will upon him?
Um, I think just size isn't necessarily it. I think he's gone up against some rangy guys.
Okay.
Weight wise, I think he probably is one of the guys that may have adjusted to the weight better than most guys. He's had a long layoff and the opportunity to actually build up to the weight class. I think honestly the difference will be just the style matchup.
Okay. Do you think you'll kind of outspeed him in this contest because he's been away from the game for so long?
I mean, I mean,
You don't know what to expect, right?
yeah. I mean, you teed up a question that absolutely has no answer except you'll have to watch on Saturday. Like, will he be rusty because he's been off for a while? I don't know. Will he be slower because he put on weight? I don't know. Will he be, will I be faster? I like to think so. I like to think I'm usually the faster guy in the cage. So, yeah, I definitely think I'll have a speed advantage. But, you always want to give a guy like that some X factor. And not only does that afford me the opportunity to push harder in training because I know I have a guy who's going to take me to the next level, but yeah, he's a top guy in the world, and you want to give him that credit, and you want to prepare for that.
Nice. I'm looking forward to it, buddy.
Thank you,
Tony?
Hi, Phil. Hope you're well.
Tony Tone. What's going on?
I'm good, thank you. I'm not sure if you're aware and if you're a stats guy or not, but this fight falls almost to the day 6 years from your Bellator debut at Bellator 142. So you fought on the 19th of September, uh,
Oh,
2016.
snit. I was just thinking. I thought it was the 18th actually, but it was the 19th, huh? I have
Yeah,
a
well,
weird thing about remembering fight dates. Certain fight dates just stick out in my mind. Yeah, you're right.
yeah.
Uh
Yeah, so well, the internet's done me a favour there. But my question off the back
huh.
of that is, how different is the Phil Davis heading into Bellator 266 to the one heading into Bellator 142 when you had to fight twice on the same night?
Wow. Um, well, going to that Bellator Dynamite show, it was really like it was interesting. You always want to concentrate on the fight at hand. And people, that's easier said than done when the next fight is, 3, 4 months down the road. But when when it's exactly 1 hour after that fight, wraps up, it makes it very hard to just stay focused on only one fight. Um, but man, I tell you what, it was man, that was a very difficult adjustment. Let's say it was as much fun as I've ever had, but it was more nerves than I've ever had. So many unknowns in an environment when you're in your first tournament and you're having two fights the same night. So many unknowns. What happens if I, this get cut here or hurt this, whatever, what have you, or even like, at what point do I forfeit the next bout, or do I ever? I don't know. So many unknowns.
Jim?
Hey, Jim Barcelona, Miami Herald. Thank you, Phil. Just too quickly. First, did you do anything different to prepare for Yoel?
No, nothing. I mean, we had worked with a couple southpaws. Billy helped me get some good time and get a good angle. Uh, work some wrestling, some grappling. Nothing out of the ordinary, I wouldn't say. What would you, if you were my head coach, what would you say I should do?
That's above my pay grade, man. I just asking the question. Hey, we all know was a great Olympic wrestler, but he's not just a wrestler, and he just goes at it, man. He can box. He's very well in very good shape and all. So, man, I'll leave that to you guys to figure out. That's why I like asking the questions, Phil. But my last question for you is this. Where does a win take you next? Where do you believe a win over Yoel gets you to the next level? Does it get you a title fight? Where do you think it takes you next? And thanks.
Yoel's a top guy, and he's a super tough guy, and a win over him takes me straight to the top.
Lennon?
Hey, Phil, Lennon, Chris, Sports and Culture Media. How's it going?
Good, man. How are you?
Doing good. How was your fight week leading up to this fight? Is there anything like you would want to work on, like leading up to it?
No. Honestly, fight week's just been really chill, man. Weight's been good. I forgot how much I love San Jose. I tell you what, like every time I fight in San Jose, it's just always one of those, like, it's good times, man. It's just really good times. I have so many spots in this area that I frequent when I'm here for food, and it's just always been a good city in terms of fighting and atmosphere, very accommodating for the family and everything else. So I'm excited to be here. SAP Center, the tank, always a hit. So
Andrew, go ahead.
Hey, Phil, man, first and foremost, I'm a huge fan, so this is absolutely incredible, of course, from the Blue Collar Media Group. What did you take away from your loss against Vadim Demkov and what you can apply to this upcoming fight with Yoel Romero?
Man, I can't think of two guys that are more opposite, and they're Vadim Demkov. You know, he hits hard, but he's very strategic. He's you're in there, you're playing chess with him. Whereas, Romero is it's like fighting him is like playing chicken. You know, you got to move forward because that's the right thing to do. But he is definitely he's coming at you like a Mack truck. So you definitely have to hit good angles on him. But what did I learn from Vadim? What I learned, honestly, about myself really is just that I dropped the ball early in the fight, and I know I'm stronger later in the fight. So it's just learning how to empty out the tank earlier. Just kind of really turn it up in the first 2 minutes. Just kind of set the tone and then settle into the fight.
Darren, go ahead.
Mr. Wonderful, the first question I have is, how do you plan on celebrating after this victory?
Oh, man. Well, we're going to start real slow and smooth with a cold Monster Rosé. Now, as soon as I leave the venue, then I'm going to probably add a little bit of vodka into that Monster Rosé. Throw back a couple cold ones with my family. They're coming up, and just pancakes in the morning. That's about it. I haven't had a good pancake breakfast in a while, and your boy's overdue.
Sounds delightful. And the second and final question here, do any photos of you and Paul Orndorff in the same photo exist?
They don't. We should do something about that. Wait, did he
He passed, unfortunately. I didn't know if you had the pleasure of meeting him while he was here.
Oh, wow. 2 weeks ago? Days ago? Oh, wow. Man, what an opportunity lost to be able to meet him. Dang. You know, I had this feeling that was the reason why you were asking this question. I hadn't actually heard it from anywhere. I try to shield myself from social media and news in the last, couple days leading up. But dang, man, that is sad news. Why would you say that right before my fight?
I apologize. I thought that there'd be a photo or two of that, but either way, champ, looking
Yeah.
forward to the future from you. Bright future ahead.
I'm gonna have to make a post about that, and yeah, hold me to that. I'm gonna make a post just appreciating former Mr. Wonderfuls.
Thank you so much for your time, though. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Steven?
Hey, Phil Davis, it's a pleasure. You're fighting Yoel. He's a UFC vet. What were your thoughts upon hearing you're fighting Romero, and how do you think you match up stylistically?
I like the fight. I think it's a dynamite fight. I think in general, I just love fighting those guys that are big swingers. You know, Teixeira's and King Mo's. Those guys that if they hit you, if they touch you, it's big consequence. Very explosive guys. So I love those matchups. I do.
How do you think you win?
Go ahead now.
How do you think you win this one?
Oh, how do I? Oh, I'm sorry. I missed that the first go round. Very simple. You
Yes.
just gotta stay
Think
in his face and stay challenging him. He like we're very good at getting a read on the tempo and the footwork and another guy's angles. And I think there's going to be a feeling out process where we are both trying to see where the other person is, both spatially and see kind of what angles and feints and fakes we're using. And after that, I think it's 4th of July. Bank holiday, whatever you guys celebrate over there. Fireworks, okay? Fireworks is the point. You get what I'm saying?
All right, a couple more here. Suki?
Hey, Phil, pleasure to be talking to you here. And if there's one thing I've wanted to ask, it seems like we're getting away from the appreciation for the art of not getting hit. And honestly, man, you're probably one of the better defensive fighters I've watched since I've started watching this sport. So as a guy who really is kind of doing everything the right way, never been finished, he's getting a lot of bump for being a UFC veteran. How do you feel about that? Is that something that we're seeing as a dying breed here?
I think a lot of times you to get credit for not being hit, you have to go out on your you have to go out like Ali and let people know that you dance like a butterfly and sting like a bee. And I've never been one to draw attention to it. I just I like to just surprise guys when we actually get in the cage. A lot of times I've noticed that guys don't they don't always break down the action in a cage. They're not reading the right signs and they're not looking for the right things. And so what they end up seeing, the read that they're getting from watching film tape isn't really accurate. And so I use that to my advantage. I remember after I fought Rashad, he was kind of breaking down what he did to prepare, and I was like, "Dang, this dude's spot on." He's right on, and go figure, he didn't have a problem finding me that fight. And so I realized that that's just not a thing that everyone does.
Great. And, just a fun question to end it off. I mean, if you could pick a trilogy fight with Bader or Demkov, who would it be and why?
I think definitely Demkov. Definitely Demkov. There's just more action in that fight.
Pleasure, Phil. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
All right, last one here. Dylan?
Hey there, Phil. I appreciate you making some time.
Thank you.
A bit earlier, you were talking about some post-fight cold ones, though. I'm kind of curious about Three Punk Ales and specifically the Hanks but no Hanks brand there, because that seems pretty cool.
Wow. I can talk about Hanks but no Hanks, but all day long. So, local brewery in Chula Vista, Three Punk Ales. Cool guys, all local guys. And I own a deli in Chula Vista. It's called Hungry Hank's Deli. Right. My wife and I, we took it over from my mother-in-law. We bought business from her, and man, it's just been cool to like reach out in the community and be a part of the community from the perspective of a business owner. And one of the collaborations that we did was the beer Hanks, but no Hanks. Kind of play on words for Hungry Hank's Deli. And so we made this beer Hanks, but no Hanks. Has me on the can, as you saw. It's delicious. It's a Pilsner, very light and refreshing, smooth, good stuff, all good stuff. Anywho, yeah, I'm going to have a couple of those post-fight. That's just my go-to, actually. But yeah, man, it's we developed that, and actually in Three Punks Brewery right now. That's today's Thursday. Tomorrow, I'm hosting a happy hour on me, so it's just cool to be able to reach out and be a bigger part of the community, than just being a guy who drinks beers, but also a guy who gives beers. And I mean, just being a part of my local community is everything.
Yeah, that's awesome. I appreciate the insights. Thanks so much, man.
Mm-hmm. Hey, thank you for asking. It's a good question.
All right, we'll end on that one. Thank you for the time, Phil, and good luck on Saturday.
Thank you, gentlemen.